Loving? Lubing. Thank you. I like loving. I think it's on.
Perfect. Oh, there we go. Good evening. I return to you again tonight to advocate for the students and staff of Reynolds School District, especially those who belong to historically marginalized groups. Currently, I work as the district social worker here in Reynolds School District. At the last meeting, I shared my concerns about the dismantling of the Student and Family Services Department, specifically the School Culture and Climate Division. Tonight, I'm here to share the impacts of those decisions. In the last month, the building I work in has been announced to be closing at the end of the school year, eliminating the potential for a clothing closet, family resource program, and comprehensive school support system on the west side of the school district. If marginalized students and trauma-informed, equity-focused practices, policies, and programs are our priority, why are we dismantling the systems, programs, staffing, and supports focused directly on addressing these needs and gaps for these students? This week, I also learned that my position is being eliminated due to organizational needs. When I reached out to my union for support regarding my position being eliminated, I was told that my position was, quote, never approved or funded from the beginning, and that these actions appeared to be meant as retaliation against other staff who were doing the work and had it stripped from them. Eliminating a position that has existed for over a decade as retaliation isn't trauma-informed leadership. All of these decisions are being made while Reynolds School District has reported the highest drop or pushout rate for homeless students, Latino students, and the second highest drop or pushout rate for students living in foster care in the metro area last year, including Portland Public Schools. These numbers are not because of a lack of effort on behalf of our instructional staff at all. Publicly available data and research on trauma-informed education speaks to the need for the continuation of a comprehensive student and family services program, not the elimination of it. This is also not unique to Reynolds School District, as many districts across the country are facing these challenges right now. Additionally, Reynolds continues to have inequitable discipline practices, such as out-of-school suspension for elementary school students who are homeless. Where does a student who is homeless go when they're suspended from school when most homeless shelters are closed during the day? Research shows that elementary schools out-of-school suspensions correlate with higher drop and push-out rates, higher rates of incarceration, and higher rates of suicide in young adulthood. Finally, I want to bring to your attention that Reynolds School District is currently out of compliance with the Division 22 standard related to having a comprehensive suicide prevention plan. As an openly autistic adult working as a social worker within the public school system, I want to use the final week of Autism Awareness Month to advocate for the board to look into ensuring that the updated district suicide prevention plan includes provisions for trauma-informed suicide prevention and intervention and screening processes for students. You may not know this, but the rate of suicide and other mental health challenges is higher for autistic youth and adults than non-autistic adults. This is also true for many historically marginalized groups, including folks within the LGBTQIA+ community and BIPOC communities. The district has not yet identified a suicide prevention coordinator for next school year, so I thought it might be important for the board to be aware of this compliance concern, as this responsibility currently falls under a department that's been eliminated. One final data point, the highest rate of suicide among youth in Oregon are among those ages 19 through 25. These young people were once students in a local school district, some even Reynolds alumni. Young people who are currently in this age range are students from the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022, who had their lives upended in a global pandemic and the resulting economic crisis. The drop in push-out rates among marginalized students, exponential increases in students experiencing housing instability, and the shifts in district leadership staffing from a diverse group of staff to one that's less representative of our student population do not reflect the need for scaling back comprehensive social work services or supports. If anything, these recent changes in data validate the creation of the Student and Family Services Department and the expansion of the MTSS and district-level social work services that have included case consultation, specialized professional development by subject matter experts, and an increased focus on data points that can lead to early intervention for students living with suicidal ideation and significant mental health concerns. School districts have an opportunity to address the mental health needs of our students and staff at an unprecedented level to interrupt the rise in deaths from suicide and other mental health concerns. To do that work well, a well-staffed comprehensive program with trauma-informed district leadership focused on transparency and inclusivity is critical. Thank you for listening, and I'm happy to talk more at another time.
For coming. All right, up next, we have our bargaining unit updates. Hand it off to you, Superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I think our first update is from the Reynolds Education Association.
Good evening. It's been a couple of months since I've been here and speaking to y'all. It's a little weird almost. So obviously there have been lots of changes over the last couple of months. Block scheduling is coming back to the secondary schools. We have reading specialists coming back to most of the elementary. RJ TOSAs are coming back to the Reynolds High School. I think the vast majority of staff are pretty excited about these changes. Obviously, with change, things are going to be difficult and not everyone is going to agree with every change. But the vast majority of members who have reached out to me have reached out to say how excited they are about next year and many of these changes. That said, this is the longest and most exhausting stretch of the school year, where we go from spring break until Memorial Day at the end of May with basically no breaks. And as such, teachers, students, parents, admin are all pretty stressed out, and it's pretty exhausting. Add in state testing, that makes it even more fun. So thank you on that note, I guess, for acknowledging educators for May 8th. And speaking of, I wasn't here, so I also want to say thank you to the classified school employees, because I missed school classified school employees week. You're supposed to help me, Yesenia. March 7th, and we all know that none of the work educators do or teachers do is at all possible without our classified employees. So I want to say thank you to them as well. And lastly, budget season is starting next week, and we have some open slots for some meetups. If any of y'all want to sign up, I know Joyce is looking for someone to join her next week, but there's others. So we'd love to sit down and chat. I know OSEA would love that as well. So look forward to talking with you all over the next month. Thank you.